Now, biotic interactions. Now, biotic factors, as we discussed, that they are living things in a ecosystem. Now, they have a kind of a competition. This competition, it decides that which can survive and which cannot survive. Living things need a range of resources from the environment. For example, the many youngers mean they're talking about very, you can say, newly born, or you can say young organisms are produced, then will survive. So there is a often competition of resources. What does it mean? It means that you will find, let's say, I'm giving the example. You know the snake, they lay eggs, and then from that you'll find the young snake comes out. Let's say how much they came out, 30. Okay, in these 30 you will find that after some time that some they will die due to weather conditions, and sometimes the saying snake eat itself, sometime the birds, or some, you can say, like falcon, they eat the snake, and some they cannot survive, they will not find enough food, they will die. So they want to say that in the beginning lot of younger animals are organisms are produced, but at the end few of them survive. And why? Because they have a competition of resources, sometimes due to the weather conditions, sometimes due to the food, and sometimes they are exposed to the predators and they will eat them. Individuals least adapted to the current conditions will either die or fail to reproduce. So only the organisms or the individual they can survive which will adopt, which will change themselves according to the given conditions. Like the frog, they hibernate themselves in the winter. If they will not hibernate down there, they will die if they will remain on the surface. Any frog who will remain in the surface, it will eventually die in the winter. But who hibernate themselves down, they will survive. So they who hibernated, so what they did, they adopted. After that you have predation. It came from predators. So it means one animal eats the another one. So that also, you can say, depends. For example, as I gave you the example that there are 50, let's say, organisms are born, but some of they are eaten by the other animal, so that's known as predation. Then you have pollination. You know the pollens from a flower. The transfer of pollen grains, male gametes, from the anther to the stigma for it to fuse with ovule, ovule female gametes. So they are transferring. So that's known as pollination. When the male gametes they move with the different ways to the female gametes, so then the pollination occurs. As a bio student, you know better this one. In plants, male sex cells are found in pollen grains made in anther. Pollen grains are either blown by the wind or carried by insects. Sometimes due to the wind they go from male part to female part, or sometimes the insects like the butterfly, like the bees and other insects, they take with their body. The anther is in the flower, attracting the animals with bright colors, scent, and production of nectar. So it is just due to this special characteristics like colors, like the scent, fragrance, and the production of the nectar. It's like chemical. So then they are attracted the other, you can say, organisms, animals. The pollen gains lands on the stigma of another flower and sends out a tube that grows down where the ovule is. So how the pollination occurred, they have described the whole process here. The ovule is often fertilized to form an embryo in a seed that grows into a plant. So this is the steps by the pollination.